Firstly, I recorded the session. So what will happen is at the end of the one-on-one sessions, you will get the link. It is imperative that you download that link straight away because I clear my folder almost every second day because it's full.
So download it,
download it, don't just view it, and then give it a title of whatever we discussed so it makes it easier for you to find what you're looking for, because a lot of people have said, oh, I don't know what was in that thing. I called it Zoom 1 and now I don't know what's on there. So give it a detailed description so you know, and perhaps even put it into a folder, although I like Trello as a project management system. So I'm going to recommend maybe you have a board in Trello that is called, one-on-ones with Chantel. And and then the downloads, perhaps maybe even put them in, there's Jane now. You could put those downloads, you'd have to store them somewhere so that you have a URL. So you know what you could do? You could probably, I don't know if you can store them in Google. I store mine in YouTube unlisted. So I download them, then upload them into YouTube unlisted. Give them the title. Then you've got the URL link, and then put that URL link into Trello.
Okay, cool. Good idea.
So therefore, you've got a one-on-one sessions with Chantel, and in there you've got a detailed description. And the good thing about Trello is that you can search in there, and that's what I was doing now. I was looking for ventral RP. So I've just typed in ventral RP, and every single board will come up with that word in it, so I can find it.
Okay, cool.
So that's really important. So I would have like a Chantel board with all Chantel's sort of training and relevant information in there, which is all detailed. Now, secondly, we've got the Monday VIPs. So in the VIP mastermind group, of which I can't remember now, was I supposed to give Jane that link, or did I email it to you? What was I doing?
What link?
To join the Facebook group, the VIP Facebook group.
Let me see. I think I might.
Yeah, I'll send it to you right now. So you can join.
I've got the link on, it jumped on my Google.
Awesome.
So it's on my Google already, that one.
It is. It should be a Monday reoccurring event. Yes.
Yeah.
And it should have the link in there. So it has the link to the group, and it has the link to it's a link to that meeting.
Perfect. And I can just say for the group, I can just say I'm a guest / member.
No, you can say that you are Jane's VA. So yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just asking for your membership is pending approval.
Oh yeah, it's just for me. Don't worry, I'll let you
that little thing. That's all right.
Yeah, it's just to stop, non-members coming in, but I know exactly who's supposed to be there. So
beauty. I'm in there now.
Okay, cool. So I'll just accept you. All right, cool.
Was that the Facebook group, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I just invited her like 1 minute ago.
That's okay. Let's have a look.
Check your Facebook there, Hunter. I just invited you.
Yeah, I've just accepted it, but Chantal, because she's admin, she needs to approve it.
Yeah, there we go. You've been approved.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's done. So with regards to that Facebook group, on a Monday, we put a post in and it'll tell you what the topic is for that day. All right. And if you attend the weekly meetings, I'll tell you what it is. So last week was CRM. The week coming up is essentialism and the importance of play. So every week is different, but on a Monday, you can go into that VIP group and you can actually see what the topic is for the day. That way you can assess, yes, this is something I need to watch right now, live, or no, it isn't. The benefit of showing up live is you do get the networking opportunity where you can actually spruik Jane's wares and talk about what's coming up for her or what she's working on or whatever. Now, you are also allowed to post in the group. So I think it's on a Friday we do wins. So you can go in and do wins on a Friday in the group. Just read the description. And then during the course of the week as well, often we'll say share your links. And once a week you can go in as well and share if you've got an event, a webinar, or something that's coming up that you want to promote inside that VIP group, because the reality is some of Jane's audience is in my group. So you know, for me, I don't class it as spam. I class it as being able to help people. So as long as it's, you know, done once a week, that's absolutely fine.
Yep.
So if ever you do miss a Monday and you can't make it, the recordings are in that group within 24 hours later. Okay. What else? I think that's about it. So that's our appointments and that. So now one of the things that Jane was talking about was, and this is something I teach as well, is that you have to have a project management system that you can both use together. And the reality is that if your VA changes, or maybe you get another VA and you start to grow, the reality is you've got everything in one place and it's easy to access. So I like Trello. I find it very easy to use. And basically this is my entire Trello board over here, where you've got your boards. So these are all my events. They're in order. My events are all in order of the next event. They're all assigned to people specifically who've got to do tasks for that event. If you go into them, there'll always be the image, there'll always be the location, there'll always be the links, and additional images as well. So for social media, you don't want to be using the same images all the time. So we'll dump in all the images in there. Okay. So everything gets dumped into the same place, and everything's in order. And when it's finished, you just go in and archive that. Okay. You'll notice over here, then I've got a systems and processes and flowchart one. So this one over here is how do I manage my Business Owners Unite, Business Owners Ignite meetings, networking meetings that I have. And I'll just show you here, there's a flow chart. And the pink is my one VA, the blue is my other VA, and the green is my other VA. So pink is my, pink is the email marketing person, blue is the website person, green is the social media person.
Okay, cool.
So now they've got a flow chart as to what their responsibility is every time a new Business Owners Unite event is done. So what I'm going to share with you is, oh, it's actually in the VIP group. I posted this yesterday and I said to Jane, it's just been so helpful, but I came up with this, if I can find it. Oh, here we go. So this over here is the structure of how every board should have. So you'll notice that my board, I've just written in the description here, I've tagged the relevant people, I've got the flow chart, and then I can give a checklist for everyone so they can go in and tick when a task is done. That way everybody knows where they're at with that task. However, that's not it. However, having a system, or for me moving forward, what I'm going to be doing is, and it's only because I came back from this 4-day conference and a lot of it was on systemizing your VAs and your processes and team. And basically we've come up with this structure. So every single one of my VAs now will go in, and whenever they do something, this is what they'll do. They'll create a system. They'll create a system for a task. Okay. So number one is they'll give it a unique specific name, okay, which is this top bit over here, like Business Owners Unite Event Management Monthly. So a specific name so somebody can find that task straight away. Okay. The second part is you've got to identify the risks and the benefits of the process or what you're doing. So if you've noticed any things like, you know, earlier on, Hunter, you were saying there's some stuff that you think could be done better and they're not high priority things right now, then what you do is you create a risk and benefits or, you know, part so that you know that whenever you do get free time, you can come back to that and work on those particular parts. You also want to include the login URL and the password. Then you want to include the person who's tasked to it. So for example, you've got the member over there. So you go in and you tick who the member is for that. Then Then you want to create a flow chart. So those particular flow charts that I've created there are from a platform called Miro.com. And then we create a Tango PDF. So in Chrome, you can go and you go to tango.us, you download the Chrome extension, you create an account, download the Chrome extension. And remember, whenever you create accounts, the accounts are always in Jane's name and password.
Yeah.
You create the accounts, obviously put the logins in here as well. And when you are in and say you are setting up the webinar, as you set it up, tango.us records what you're doing and then we'll put it step by step into a PDF. So you can attach that PDF document in here. So I will show you how that looks.
Okay.
Include video instructions URL. So for example, if there's a YouTube video, like I've just done a Zoom, YouTube on how to do that, we'll save it to YouTube and put that recording in here as well. We'll then add any supporting resources like Canva, templates, images, things like that.
Yeah.
And I like the formal pictures, but I, like you noticed with Business Owners Ignite, I also put the sort of on the fly kind of pictures as well that are related to that. So when you go to social media, you've got all these
Like
pictures all in
options.
one spot. Yeah, you don't have to
Yeah.
go looking for them.
Yeah.
And that's basically what you do. So I'll just show you here what tango.us does. So at the moment, my VAs all have to Tango every bit of their work. Brooke. So every daily task that Brooke does for my management of my social media, she had to Tango. All right. So you'll see this is step by step on how I post for Chantel's social media on Wednesdays. Okay. So this is for how she does it. So if you click, so she went and she tangoed it while she was doing it. It takes no extra time, but now we've actually got a record of what that person does. So moving forward, if Brooke is sick, I can literally give this to another VA. They can go into Wednesday, Chantel's tasks, and they can follow the document.
Yeah, perfect.
I'll just click on the documents and I'll show you how it looks. Tango. And it'll say go to Google Drive, click on the Facebook groups, Google Sheets, click on the weekend, click on the application, click on the group, click on write something. Like, you don't have to do this. Tango does it for you.
Just as you're clicking and going through doing
As you are clicking and going, Tango is, you see how it's screenshotting all the orange is the Tango. So therefore a new person can go in and knows exactly how to do it.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So I don't recommend that you start doing this while you're finding your feet, but once you find your feet with a task, then you go in and Tango it, and then that document needs to be in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Just so that, yeah.
So, I mean, bearing in mind, this is my system. And again, this is something that I learned at the conference. The business owner needs to create a system that they're the most comfortable in utilizing, and then virtual assistants need to follow that system. However, you can take this and put it in a way that's more easily digestible for you. But nobody touches the mainframe system. So this is my system. This is what everybody views and sees. However, say for example, Hunter, you found that you don't like events going down. You prefer going horizontal. You can create your own board and then go and put it in a way that's easily digestible for you to do your daily tasks.
So Chantel, that's great. Hunter, can you put your camera on and share our Trello with Chantel? Are you okay? Are you able to do that?
I can share screen.
Yeah. So Chantel, would you be okay to go through with the events that we've got on now? We've got this checklist.
Yep.
That you went through last time with me, that we've created, and go through on the purpose of it all. So marketing. So if we click on one of those.
Yeah, so I'm just having a look. I long weekend dates doesn't really need to be there. General webinar. So you're saying that I can definitely like put.
I would put every single one on the first date. I would have that title. So general webinar, and I would have the actual date for the second Monday of every month, 1 to 2. And you can just duplicate them. So on the right-hand side, there is a duplicate button, I think towards the bottom on the right-hand side. But that's not going to make sense to you if it's general webinar. You're going to run out of time, or you're not going to get the right rhythm or the right posting going. So I would actually have the dates. So, and I'll just bomb you out and then I'll come back and show you mine again. But if you come over here, you can see I've got Business Owners Ignite and Rotary. And then if I go down, I'll have there's Rotary again. So I've created it again in the right order with the right date.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So that they literally are in the right date, and you can go down and down, not just they every second Monday. You want the actual date. You can see there, Wednesday, 24th of August, 12 p.m. Queensland.
Yeah.
Okay. And Hunter, can you pop down to, is it the, I don't know if it's under Hypno. I thought it was under each of them though. There's a checklist. Is it?
Yeah, it's under the Hypno one. So here, I'm just going to reshare this so that you can see it.
Yeah, thank you. Every time I bomb you out, you're gonna have
No, that's perfect. Okay, yeah. So I believe this checklist, Jane, did Chantal give you that?
Yeah. So basically that's the copy that you use. So when you're coming up with the content for any particular program, that is the checklist that you go, this is for. Are you feeling like? Are you struggling with, or do you feel challenged with? By attending, you will leave with this, and that.
Yeah.
I am Jane. My point of difference, how long I've been in the industry for. Then what do they need to believe what I believe? So it could be a quote or statistic around, getting some help. They've got to understand that, I don't know, their subconscious belief systems or whatever. So you've got to prove the modality.
Yeah. So
I basically to come up with
those are just like text bodies, right? Like, so just figuring out what to say in those things. Now these, the social media website event page update.
Okay. So Jane, what's the next event you're doing so I can talk to that event?
This one, the hypnotherapy in November.
Okay, so hypnotherapy is in November. So number one, we've got to go to the website and we've got to set up the events page on the website.
Yeah.
Okay, using all the sales copy and blah, 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 get the URL, make sure the payment links are all done. I don't know what Equid is, but Jane put that there. So I would imagine that's the next step.
It's the online store.
Is the website.
Or the online store, which is plug into the website.
Yeah, so that will be the pricing and all of that, I would presume.
Yeah.
So then you go onto the Facebook page. Then you go, the third step would be, then you go onto Facebook and you create the event on Facebook. Okay. Then you go onto LinkedIn and you create the event on LinkedIn. Then you go to Google My Business and you invite and you create the event on Google My Business.
Can I just jump in there, Hunter? You'll do. Amy's not going to do that. You just keep everything related to the event.
Yes,
with
ma'am.
Facebook.
And then just go Google My Business.
Now Google Business. I don't know if sorry, what platform is that? Is it just your Google account?
That is Google My Business. So if you logged in as Jane's Google My Business, you click the 9 circles in a square at the top right-hand corner, and then you go to the Google My Business account, or Jane can add you as a user.
I thought you should be able to add as a user. What's it under? Do you remember, Chantal?
I don't think
no,
it'll be the Gmail.
It'll be the Gmail address that you use, and I think it's Jane Rushton Live is the name of the Google My Business account.
Okay, yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay.
So you can go down the left-hand side, Jane, and you can go to users, and then you can add Hunter as an admin.
Yeah. I was looking for it the other day and I couldn't find it. Yeah, we'll have another look.
So I'm just going to kick you out again. I'll just take you in quickly to Google so you can have a quick look, because it'll take 2 seconds. So once you're in your Google account, you just come in and then you just go to the little business profile. When you go to the business profile down the left-hand side over here, there's users. Jane, if you can see that. So you go users and you can add your users here. Then
loaded for me yet.
Sorry.
So I can see that. Can you see that? I can't see it. It takes a while to load on my iPad.
Okay. Yeah, so the users are there and it's been recorded. Then in order to create an event, all you do is go to posts. And at the top right-hand corner, it says events.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool.
And you would create the event. So you can see I've got my graphic, my title, the name, and then the booking link.
Okay, let's have a look and see what access I have. I'll look at that. I'll look at that after.
Yeah.
That way I've got the Google business. Create Google business.
If you share the screen, it's quite good to be, if you wanted to share the screen, Hunter.
Yes, I'll reshare the screen again for going back to the event. Okay, yeah, so we've got create Google business, Jane to do intro video, testimonials. They need to be uploaded.
Yeah.
Uploaded. I'll need to get access to those testimonial videos, Jane,
Yeah.
so that we can use new ones instead of old ones.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Okay, so the other thing with testimonials on YouTube, when you put them onto YouTube, if you want them to be public on the site, meaning that people searching on YouTube can find them, as opposed to unlisted, which means only people who have the link can see it.
Yeah.
Just because of privacy reasons, if anybody Jane's worked with doesn't actually want it to be public, that's good to know. But secondly, you can create a playlist in YouTube. And when you create the playlist in YouTube, you don't call the playlist testimonials.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you say how people use how hypnosis is changing people's lives, or how to overcome trauma using. So it needs to be keyword searchable.
Mm-hmm.
I'll change that because I've put it all under testimonials. So I'll rename that.
Yeah, so no one's searching for testimonials. People instead are searching for results.
Yeah,
so
how hypnosis has changed my life or something like that.
Well, no, it has to be if someone was searching, looking for it. So answerthepublic.com is, you can do 2 searches for free per day, where you can actually see what the world is searching for on Google with that. It's called answerthepublic.com. So just to give you an indication, I've called my testimonial how to get fast and free result, how business owners, how to get fast and free results online. And when I changed it to that, now I'm all getting views because people are typing in how to get fast and free results online.
Okay, cool.
So you've got to also go, maybe people aren't searching for hypnosis as the solution.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just searching, how do I get rid of my subconscious beliefs? So you could put in here subconscious beliefs and then search it in America, and do America because it's a bigger area to search. So if you go subconscious beliefs, I think it's FS.
Yeah.
And just change United Kingdom to US.
United States, English.
Search. So you can only do 2 of these per day, but you can save them. So I've got a folder called answer the public, and I save all my, every time I do a search in the day, I send it there. So if you just go to data, because it's just visually more appealing.
Yeah.
There. How are subconscious beliefs formed? So if ever you were to put a title in YouTube or a title of a blog or titles in social media, these are the ones you should use, because these are what people are actually searching for.
So you do just screenshot this?
There's a download
CSV
folder.
Yeah, cool.
I'll download that now. So then at least you got it. I just screenshotted it.
Yeah.
So that also gives you topics to create, but you definitely need to be using it in your headlines.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
really great. That's so much easier than you think.
Yeah. So over there it says, how do you change subconscious beliefs? And then you put all your testimonials in there.
Yeah,
cool.
Because people are searching for how do you change your subconscious beliefs, then they run into your people talking about your program and how good it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. So just go back to Trello then. I'll just go down that line. So testimonials, playlist.
Playlist. Yeah, what's that called? The public.
Then Jane does an exciting video at the time, getting closer. So you probably just want to task her with that and just let her know. You don't need to do that. See how it's saying add a person. So don't worry about paying. I always know the cheap version. If you go to and do this as a test, just go down to the bottom, or it might be at the top, where you've got comments. Just click out of this. No, sorry, click back in again. I just want to go to where comments are.
It's right at the
Go
bottom.
down right at the bottom. There we go. So just go at Jane Rushton. There we go. One word, and see how it says mention, and now it's made it hyperlinked.
Yeah.
So now you go at Jane Rushton. It's please send me a video. It's time for your video. Now what will happen is Jane will get a video to say that you have sent her that in Trello. But there's also a record that you did that in Trello. So Jane can't go, you didn't tell me.
She would.
But just don't forget to say save. Yep.
Watch this card. Yeah.
Save. And what will happen is now, so all your communication is there, but she'll actually get an email. And Jane can actually reply on the email and say, sure thing, we'll do in the next day. When Jane replies in the email.
I've got it already.
Yep. So when Jane replies in the email, it'll actually be jumped onto this board.
Oh, and it will add like another comment.
So you know when you go into your emails and you're like, oh my gosh, we've been talking about this, but I can't find that. Because you're adding it through Trello on the board, all the correspondence remains here.
Yeah, cool.
It's next level. Next level.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So let's just have a look at, go up, let's finish the checklist. Okay, so social media we've done. So what's
wait a minute. On that, under social media, should you just put add item as Jane to do latest video? Because that would go on social media as well, wouldn't it?
Well, we've got Jane do video intro, Jane do an exciting video, but that was just because we didn't have the option to task you with that particular, assign you with that particular task.
Yeah.
We've just made a comment at the bottom. I'm correct, right, Chantal? To say that, but you've already got them ready, so it's just a means of getting them and uploading them so that I can add them to the space. Because I mean, from everything that I'm taking on is that ideally, like Chantal's, we want all of our events to have all of the information in Trello so that we can use it as a hub to go, okay, what do we need to do? A Facebook post, another Facebook post, let's go back to this let's go back to this card and get the Facebook post out of there, post it.
Yeah, and all the images, yeah.
So Hunter, in the chat box, if you just copy this structure, it's almost like you go, okay, I've got to give the board a unique specific name. Okay. Then I've got to identify the risks and benefits of it. Then I've got to put in the login URL and password. So everything needs to be on that board. Then you do the flow chart, then you do the Tango PDF. So here's the thing. It takes you a little bit longer the first time round, but every time afterwards, it will be rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
So just put it in the description there, just so you have it down at the bottom. Yeah, and that's come off a post. So you'll just.
That's right. I'll edit it. There's
So literally you go right, you know, and that's how you create that board. So whenever you're missing something on the board, you go and you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like Tango is a great thing to streamline things, you know, to have that ability to go, this is how you do this thing, and then pop it in here.
Yeah. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. And that's on the Facebook page as well, that information probably.
Yeah, you use that sales copy that you originally created. So whenever I do an event, I go through the whole sales copy, sort of all that sales copy stuff I go through to create the event on Facebook, on the website. Then that all just gets duplicated and pulled as content and repurposed in sections.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, to point people to it. Yeah. The only thing on the social media one, just add as an item over there, that's probably for you about 3 weeks out. So 3 weeks before the event, invite people to the Facebook event. Invite people to the Facebook event. And then 3 weeks out, invite people to the LinkedIn event.
And that's separate, right?
Yeah. This is going to grow as well. So Jane, what groups do you have at the moment?
Got quite a few. Gold Coast Networking, the Hub. Go onto Facebook and have a look.
So
Hunter,
so Hunter, what you would do is you would go in and you have to create those events in those Facebook groups and invite people.
Yeah.
So you could do that 3 weeks out as well. So
like
you're not going to be able to do them on the same day. Facebook will freak out. So inviting people to the Facebook event is one thing that's on the page. What I'm talking about is all Jane's groups go in, create the event, and straight away you've got to tick the box to invite everyone in the group.
Okay.
Facebook's only going to let you do a little bit each day. So they might let you do the page today. They might let you do a group tomorrow, another group the next day. They're not going to let you do it all at the same time.
Okay. So, and you mean, so this Facebook event up here?
No, that's just creating it.
Yeah.
It's not inviting people.
Okay. Yeah. So that's
they're up and it'll create a post.
And 3 weeks out, we'll be inviting people on Facebook and LinkedIn independently.
Yeah. But I need you to add another one in there, 3 weeks out. Create the event in Jane's Facebook groups. And I would obviously list all of them there. And invite. You've got it, and tick to invite, right? And tick to invite. So you only get one opportunity before you push like publish.
Yeah.
You don't tick that little box, it won't invite everyone in the group. So it's a lost opportunity.
Okay. Jane, what Facebook groups are we going to be inviting? Or should I add a note to discuss with Jane?
Yeah, I'll write them down.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll bomb you out and I'll show you here.
Yeah.
If you have a look here, you've got a board called My Facebook Groups and Management. So there's my one group. I've got my picture for my group. I've got my description. So I'll copy paste my description of the group in here. I put my URL for the group in here. I put my special days in here.
So this is your Facebook group.
Every single group that I have.
So I personally only have one VIP group.
But would you be marketing to those people?
Not if they've already done it. Some have done it and some haven't.
Yeah. So you've only got your VIP group. You don't have another group that you own that's a public group that you can, like, that you use as a lead generation magnet?
No, I've got an old messenger group. But no, I don't.
No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So Hunter, I would still, it's hard because if people have done that course and you push
so
high,
most of the people in the mastermind group have already either completed the hypno training or will be a part of the
it
intake.
depends though, because maybe you're putting on a new program. So maybe you're doing NLP and some of them haven't done NLP. So you might have to hand pick through them and go, well, these people actually haven't done the hypnosis one. So I'm going to invite them. So maybe rather than invite all, you want to hand pick who actually hasn't done that course.
However, you've also got people that know people that wanted to do it, that say, oh, I know this want to do it. So you could say, remember to share with people you know that may want to do this.
Yeah, but that would be done in posts, not in setting up the actual event.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Which, yeah, it might be an easier way for you to do it rather than set up a whole event and invite them. It might be easier just to create a post to say, this is our next event. If you haven't done it, this is what it's about. Just remember, if it's a private group, they can't share it. So you have to say to them to copy paste the link and you have to provide the link.
Okay.
Because you can't share in a private group.
But if you go to my Facebook page, we can tag people in it.
Yeah, you can also say, yeah, head over to the Facebook page. But I just generally put the link and just say, please copy paste this link and share it with someone you know who may benefit.
Yeah.
Through out, create the event in Jane's Facebook group and tick everyone to invite. Okay. And then there's are we still here? And then we have the Vision 6. I'm going to share my screen again. Go through that.
Yep.
Okay. Now these points, because Jane and I were just talking about the free webinars that we do each month, to send 2 emails per month and 1 reminder the day prior. Is that that's good? And you'd probably space those emails out. I guess that's not appropriate.
So are we talking about the hypnotherapy or are we talking about the
sorry, we'll talk about hypnotherapy because we're on the subject of that.
This particular one on the hypnotherapy, this entire one is what's called a nurture sequence. So all the content has to go out to validate and show the importance of hypnotherapy, statistics. It actually forms part of a content plan. So I'll just tell you what it is, the order of it, and you might wish to write this down. So it's your content plan to point people to doing hypnotherapy. So this would be on social media and emails. Once you've done the sales page content, you have some content, but then you've got to create content, right? So I'll tell you what the flow is. So Jane telling her story. Number 2 is the backstory of the Jane creating a hypnotherapy NLP business. Points of difference. So why Jane over anybody else? The services. So what services, so what the product is that you're actually selling and what's in it for the person who does it. Number 5 is expertise. So sharing your top tips around the benefits of it. Number 6 is statistics. Number 7 is success stories. Number 8 is testimonials. So success stories and testimonials are different. So success stories is Mary did this, Mary did that, and that could be a video, a storymonial. but 8 testimonial, they are screenshots of people that have written testimonials. So it gives you social proof. So they are slightly different. Number 10 is credibility. So you want to share Jane's qualifications, years of experience, all the credentials.
Do you have this? Are you able to copy and paste it into the chat for me, Chantal?
Yeah.
Please.
It does kind of change for everyone, but I will.
Oh, just as a guide, that would be great. And then I can chuck them in here too.
Yeah. So number 9 is like community values and charity. So for example, Jane's been a part of, Rotary, and then always swing it back to hypnosis, like helping the community and and then just make one statement about how, overcoming her subconscious beliefs or whatever, has given her the ability to have abundance of energy.
Yeah.
So you see how I just swung how the Rotary
swung it back to the
abundance of energy. So she's basically saying that, hypnotherapy gives you energy so she can, do Rotary on top of her busy lifestyle. So engagements, so asking people questions, which can be difficult sort of in the space because you don't want people talking about trauma. But even if it's just subliminal. So have you ever experienced money blockages in your life, and what have you done about it? And you ask that question, but you don't even necessarily want an answer, but you're getting an answer in their head, so they're already closer to you.
Yeah.
Number 12 is handling objections. So objections might be, it's on the Gold Coast. Is there a payment plan? Do you leave with a certificate? Do you need to have done hypnotherapy before? So handling objections is really important in your content.
Yeah.
Number 13 is asking. So this is asking for connections. Hey, could you connect me to somebody who you think may be interested in doing hypnotherapy as an additional source of income in their business? So you just literally ask. Video content, and then opt-in, so like a lead magnet. So Jane might go, hey, listen, I've got this free 10-step way on how to get rid of or how to use NLP in a sales funnel, if you're
cool. Or the 5 mind tricks.
Yeah, well, the 5 mind tricks, like I get that, but it really needs to be, it would have to be an opt-in resource that would be specific to this.
Yeah, okay.
Or you just change the name to make it specific to this.
Yeah.
Yep. So often I just change a name. It's still the same thing, but I just change the name to make it specific to that. Yeah. Have you identified the audience yet for this hypnotherapy?
The exact audience being...
Exact audience. So all the people that are doing the hypnotherapy course, are they Jane's clients? Are they doing it because they want to make money from it? Are they doing it because they want to improve their lives? Like why are they doing it? Where are they coming from?
The majority of people do it to change their lives. There's a less portion that want to be hypnotherapists.
There's a less portion that want to be hypnotherapists. Okay, good to know. That's really
most of them
important.
either want to change their life because it's NLP and intro to it's hypno and intro to NLP. Change their life. They love a certification. So just like you want to be certified for NLP, the certification really ticks the box too. Yeah, not for everybody. It's a life change.
Yeah, it would be really good to get more words around that life change. So perhaps speak to them or do a survey. So Monkey Survey, Survey Monkey is a free platform. You can ask up to 10 questions. I don't believe in multiple choice. I believe in actually leaving it open for written answers and actually ask them, why did you do this program? How were you feeling before you joined this program? How did you feel during the program? How did you feel after the program?
Okay.
Because once you get that, you've now got an absolute treasure trove of actual words that you can use in your marketing to attract more of the same people.
Okay.
So Hunter, we could do that for the NLP practice just happened.
Yeah. So the other thing I would do is make it anonymous and let them know it's anonymous. It's much better doing it anonymously because you actually get genuine answers.
So where do you do that? What do you use?
It's called Survey Monkey, and it'll give you the option to make it anonymous.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I've used SurveyMonkey before, so that's awesome. And I
That's-
can focus on doing that first thing tomorrow to get that out to the people who have done NLP, Jane.
Yeah,
So
that'd be
if they
great.
can, if they can either at least spare 10 questions, it's not that much, a little survey, then that will give me a good amount of keywords and things to work on.
I think 5 questions would be enough, don't you?
Yeah, I'll call you after the meeting and we can discuss what those questions will be.
Oh, I won't do it today. Sorry.
Okay, cool. We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow probably. Yeah.
No
The
worries.
brain will fry. Oh, well, Chantal, you said about some questions.
Yeah. So I always like to get the before, during, and after, because that's basically giving you the journey, and it helps you to show before and after. But what prompted you? Like, why did you make the decision to do this? Like, to invest the money and to do this program? What prompted you?
Yeah. So
Like, what got you over the line?
So those are the questions we'll just ask. And what did do you normally just do 3 or 4 questions?
Why did you decide to do the NLP training? How did you feel?
How did you feel before you started NLP? What were you struggling with? What were your challenges? The only reason we asked 10, Jane, is because some questions resonate more with other people. So some people will get to something and they won't know how to answer that, so they say very little, but when they get to the next one, they'll say more. So if we can write it in a few different ways, sometimes we can get
Reframe it.
Yeah. So how did you feel before you started, and what challenges did you face?
So that's the same question. What were you struggling with that made you, want to explore?
Do the training.
Yeah, which made you want to do the training? Yep, asking the questions is really important. The questions need to be very specific so that they can only answer what you actually need.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the hypnotherapy funnel. So then you'll create content, you'll point them all to register for the event. I don't think, because it's a lot of money, I don't believe someone's just going to go from a social media post to the website and purchase.
Hypnotherapy is only $1,000, $1,100.
Unless they know you very well and have had an interaction with you before, but I perhaps would want to have a conversation with you first.
Yeah, most people do.
Yeah, most people do. So therefore, the call to action always has to be logical to the person you're talking to. So the call to action needs to be private message me and let's chat and see if this is the right thing for you. Send me an email to organize a chat.
Yeah, or book on the website and organize a free chat from the website, right? Book an hour session. Or
I would make it, I would actually less formalize it. So again, go back to the people, go back to who you've just had and go, what was the process? What was the general process between all of them? I guarantee you it would have just been Jane going, hey, let's just have a chat. Let's sit down and have a chat about it. So bring it back to, sometimes booking a call is too much commitment for people. They feel like if they do that, then there's commitment there, even though you say free.
Yeah.
However, some of your business people, your higher level business people, they're very much used to it. So just to give you an example, I was saying book a call and we were having some issues with it over the last year. People are like, not when I changed it and I said, hey, would you mind locking in a time for us to chat so that we both get reminders? They straight away did it without a blink of an eye. Like my conversions of booking a call have just gone up. But when I said book a call, they didn't do it. When I said lock in a time so we both get reminders, they went, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. How do I add another checklist? I guess I could put it in here.
Is there anything else, Jane, that you want me to address with regards to the hypnotherapy funnel? I personally think that you should have a webinar and that you should invite people. Have you ever thought about hypnotherapy? Have you ever thought about starting hypnotherapy for yourself or for others, or just do a webinar? Because then you're doing one-to-many. So instead of like, have this call to discuss it. Hey, if anybody wants to discuss the program that's coming up, I'm having this info session. And in the info session, you literally go, this is what we're doing it. This is who it's for. And literally whatever's on your sales page, this is who it's for. This is why you should do it. This is what's in it for you. And get them all excited about them. And you could sell from that webinar, and you should be able to sell people into $1,000 program.
So I could do, have you ever been interested in how hypnotherapy could change your life too?
It's going to have to be sort of 5 to 7 words, the absolute most.
Yeah.
And the first,
and we'll be able to get those keywords once we've done that Survey Monkey thing from the past students, right?
Yeah, you will. Because they'll be telling you what they were looking for.
Yeah.
And hypno might not be the word, although because it is a hypno course. Are you curious about hypnotherapy? Are you?
Some people say it's not that word is too scary for a lot of people.
Yeah. Are you curious about hypnotherapy? Yeah. So you've got to talk to you've got to think back. And I know you're sick, Jane. As soon as you're not sick, you'll be able to think a little bit more into it.
Yeah, something about holistic therapies or something.
No, I am. I'm well. I'm just less well.
I know. I knew you were going to say that, actually.
I don't use that S word. That's a swear word.
I know. The holistic therapies I wouldn't use either, because then people think, believe it or not, they'll think woo-woo. Explore hypnotherapy.
For life change.
For a life change. Yep. So people open to it, because the reality is, I like that one. That's great. The reality is that people have to be open to the idea of it, because if they're not, they're the wrong people. So that actually qualifies the right people straight away. Explore hypnotherapy for a life change. So anyone curious or struggling with stuff will come onto that. So I think that's a good name.
Beautiful.
So you would probably want to do that about 3 weeks before the hypnotherapy program. You would want to do a free webinar.
Maybe just a half an hour webinar.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't have to be long. And all you've got to do is...
Yeah, because sometimes people sometimes people don't want an hour. It feels too much of a commitment.
Yeah. So you could even just call it an info session.
So when you say webinar, so when you say webinar, that means they could still ask questions, though, because some webinars there's only questions in the chat.
Oh, Jane, that's a big question. We could probably talk about, if you want to do the webinar funnel on Friday. I'm not a big fan of crossing funnels on a day, because it can really screw with people's heads. But
we'll talk on Friday.
We're talking Friday. Let's do the webinar funnel on Friday, because then we'll do the whole.
Is that this Friday or next Friday?
I think it's this Friday. Is it?
This Friday. Is it? Oh, it's the 9th, actually. It's next Friday.
Yeah, I thought it was on the 9th.
Oh, it is the 9th. Okay, yeah. Why am I've lost a week. What am I doing?
That's okay, but I was just making sure that I was going to go to the right one. I'm like, you guys doing one without me?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I have sent them to you, Jane. Do you have them all? Hunter, if you go into Jane's messenger, her personal messenger, I don't know if you do that, but if you do go into her personal messenger and you click into her media, all the spreadsheets and stuff I would have sent her about, like the webinar funnel, and that should all be in there.
Is that on Facebook?
Yeah, I just want to see if that's where usually that's what I do. So I just want to see if I've done that with Jane.
Oh yeah, I don't have access to Jane's personal.
Okay, let me just have.
I don't remember that, Chantel, that you sent.
Maybe I sent them in emails to you then. I'll be able to tell you now. So when you click into someone's profile, you can actually go into their media. So if you look on the right-hand side, you can actually go into their media, and there they are. All the spreadsheets are there. 5 steps to promoting your event, the webinar sales formula, sales copy templates. So you can download them all from here, Jane, and put them into Trello.
So they're on my Facebook that you sent me.
So your personal Facebook Messenger.
Wow, it's weird.
You
Okay.
can,
And
you-
where did you click it? Media and files on the right
Yeah.
side.
so you've got to
Okay.
open it in Messenger, and then you've got to click.
And I go to you. And then
So our notes and things are all in there as well.
All right,
so I'm
cool.
opening Messenger, and what did you click next?
Media. Are
Media.
you on a
Where's media?
desktop or phone?
iPad.
It'll be in a completely different place. So I don't know, but you're looking for media. You've got to go
Okay.
into the person's profile and then go to media.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, cool. So Hunter, that'll just give you a little bit of, to get working on in the meantime, just to map that all out. Then in our next session, we can work on the webinar funnel.
Okay, perfect.
But if Jane gives you those spreadsheets and the checklists, that will also help.
Yeah, cool. I'm excited to look at that, and even just the things that you've given me.
Thanks.
Just the small little things that you've given me, even in that Trello, what did you call it? In the hypnosis event, definitely gives me some things to work on and just really systemizing Trello so that we've got everything in there, still finding my feet and where everything is located and
So as you do each task,
yeah.
Jane's not going to like this, but you have to slow down, do it properly, record it properly in Trello.
Yeah.
Because you'll take longer now, but moving forward, it'll be a much better system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chantal,
All right, guys.
that's what we always do. It's about slowing down. I said exactly to that to Hunter, is that just got to slow down and do one thing at a time. It's not a race.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
Thank you
guys.
for
Have an
your
amazing
time.
day. Hope you feel weller, Jane. And
Yeah.
again soon.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks,
okay, thanks,
Chantal.
No
Chantal.
worries. Bye.
See you later.